Stop blaming your own circumstances that keep your life from developing. Humans are never free from mistakes. Because, nothing is perfect in this world. For some, it may be possible to forgive yourself for the wrong you have done. But for others, it may not be finished, drowned in guilt and often blamed himself. Being haunted by feelings of guilt constantly is certainly not everyone's desire. Such a life would not be comfortable. Those of you who feel trapped by the habit of blaming yourself must immediately get out of that shackle. The habit of blaming yourself can arise because you are always denying your feelings. When you feel sad when you do something wrong, just accept the emotion. Emotions can be feelings of sadness or anger at yourself. By admitting it means you are at peace with yourself, so your response to mistakes is natural, not protracted. In everyday life, many things don't go according to plan. Failure after failure makes people frustrated and self-loathing. Feeling unable to handle something is very excruciating, so many then look for scapegoats to reduce disappointment in themselves a little. There must be someone to blame, there must be a reason. Though everything that happens cannot be separated from what you do yourself. The law of cause and effect is real, and you will get as much as you put in. Instead of constantly blaming the situation, maybe you need to introspect. Is it true that what you've been doing all this time is final and you have no other choice? Change your point of view on mistakes. Many still think of mistakes as something unnatural, should not be done, or other negative designations. In fact, mistakes are part of human life. You are still called human when you make mistakes. Because in truth, humans are never free from mistakes. So make sure you change your perspective on mistakes. We often blame reality when plans don't go according to plan. But are your plans really ripe? Convince yourself that life is all about imperfection. Create the right response when you make a mistake. Don't allow yourself to curse yourself for the mundane. Take it easy, life is all about imperfection. It contains a series of mistakes that can actually be used as lessons for you to move forward. So, don't waste your time just blaming yourself. Do you know why reality always sounds scary to our ears? Because we are used to calling reality on things that are not in accordance with the wishes. Therefore, when things get off track, you will blame reality. It's as if you've tried your best, but it's not your destiny to get it. But before you call failure a reality, ask yourself first, are the plans you've made so far been good enough? Or have you forgotten a small detail that made your plans fall apart midway? We often feel like we don't have enough opportunities. Even though one opportunity that is used optimally is much more useful than thousands of opportunities that you waste. Dreams that don't come true immediately make you feel like your life is just like this. Maybe you have lots of plans in your head, but they're always just plans. You say you have no chance to make it happen.
Learn to accept your own shortcomings. Realizing that humans have strengths and weaknesses should make you believe that nothing is perfect in this life. So make the mistakes you make as a challenge in accepting your shortcomings. That way, you won't be constantly judging yourself for what other people might have done wrong. But there are times when we don't realize when an opportunity comes. It could also be a feeling of laziness that overwhelms you, making you procrastinate on the pretext of looking for the most appropriate moment. It didn't take much of an opportunity, if only to be wasted. Opportunities may not present themselves, so you should actively seek them out. Because it all starts with you. If you don't take the first step soon, your dreams will just be dreams forever. You say the universe doesn't support it. Even though it's just an excuse to cover up your easy nature to back away slowly every time you accept failure. Do not rush to blame the situation. Karen, actually our main enemy is not an external obstacle, but an internal obstacle. The toughest obstacle in doing something is the reluctance that comes from oneself. One failure doesn't mean much. Just as you can take different paths to reach your goals, you can also take many different paths to make your dreams come true. In one failure, don't back down slowly, but rack your brain to find another way. Are you ready to do this? Dreams that fade from not getting enough support are one of the effects of paying too much attention to what people have to say. After all, this life is up to you. Feeling belittled and unaccounted for is the worst feeling you can ever feel. Not only do you feel unsupported, being belittled by others can make you question your own abilities. Lowers your self-confidence to -1, and makes you sink into sadness and a sense of meaninglessness. After all, that's how the world works. Whatever you do, no matter how hard you try to maintain a positive image, people will keep talking and commenting. No matter how hard you try to please the world, there are bound to be people who don't like it. But it all comes back to you. Feelings of being belittled, and belittled come from within. If you decide not to care, your stride will remain steadfast even if you seek the curses that appear on the right and left. You are busy blaming a torturous job and unneeded income. But you forget that you have a choice to leave or stay. Boring days, underdeveloped careers, and the welfare of life that is still far from expectations, often make us feel in the wrong place. You don't like your job, and because of that you start blaming this and that. You say, a messy company system leaves you confused, a salary that doesn't live up to expectations makes you demotivated, and a dehumanizing job stresses you out almost every day. But strangely, you still hang in there, and continue to complain every day. In fact, you may decide to leave and find another place that is more suitable for you to live. We always have a choice, but the reluctance to step out of our comfort zone often takes a shortcut by cutting off all options. Self-accomplishment that is not as desired is disappointing. But maybe it's because you're reluctant to accept your own imperfections. Everything that deviates from the plan, dreams that never come true, failure after failure that continues to whack, and various mistakes that intentionally or unintentionally can make us hate ourselves. This is further exacerbated by the hobby of comparing themselves. Why am I not like A? What if I have to do this and can't do that? If I was like B, it definitely wouldn't be like this. Disappointed by failure is natural. But you don't have to hate yourself. After all, everyone has flaws and has made mistakes. Imperfection is human. Learning to accept it will make you more confident. Things will always be like that, but you can get creative to make them just the way you want them. Blaming circumstances won't get you anywhere. Even if it makes you feel better for a moment, blaming the situation won't do you any good. Without you trying to change it, things will stay as they are. The twists and turns of life are real. No plan is perfect. Not all dreams can be realized in the blink of an eye. But as humans, we have the power to change things. With all the limitations, we can create possibilities. Even if it's not what we want, we can always take it as a lesson. Now it's up to us, who chooses what kind of life to live. You are not a plant that cannot create its own destiny. No matter how narrow it is, you always have the choice to live the kind of life you live. You are in control of whether the dream can come true or just a dream forever. You are the one who determines whether what the person says is proven true or not. Stop blaming life, because it won't change much. Focus on fixing, not blaming. Maybe all this time you were too focused on the mistakes you had made. So you forget about how to fix it. What really goes wrong is your choice of which point to focus on. Rest assured that it's okay when you make a mistake, even if it doesn't come back the way it was, at least you try to fix it. Decide, responsibility without judgment is the solution. It's time you stop to look perfect according to your version. Instill in yourself that mistakes are normal and everyone has experienced them. Forgive yourself and deserve to forgive others. Keep your spirits up.